Well, hello my little love muffins. My name is Ashley Alex, and in this video I'm going to be doing 2 looks using one palette today. I'm bringing it back old school. It has been a while since I was able to create one for you guys, and I am so excited to do that with the Melt Cosmetics Gemini II palette. I love the rosy tones in this palette, and I love the formula of the Melt Cosmetics matte shadows so much, so I'm really curious to see if this shadow formula is just as beautiful as the other palettes I have from them. The metallic formula, TBH, can be a little inconsistent, so we'll see how it plays today. This is my first time using this palette, and I wanted to create these 2 looks for you guys. But make sure you subscribe if you want to see more from this palette and the Gemini 1, because I have both of them. I bought the bundle, and I'm going to be doing a swatch video next week comparing the 2 of them side by side, seeing how they look, as well as especially Gemini 1 compared to the 420 palette, which has been one of my favorite palettes ever since I got it. So I want to compare those and the Patrick Ta Rose one that came out. Just a lot of comparisons to see, like, if you already have those palettes that I'm going to be comparing your collection, do you need this one? Do they stand alone? And I also want to do a side-by-side eye look with the greens to see. Like, I want to give you all the information, but that's going to be in next week's video. This week is specifically focused on the beautiful new Gemini 2 Rosy Tone Brick Obsession palette, but it does have some greens in there. So we're going to be doing that, and if you're ready to dive into it, then let's go, boo. Boop. Okay, so for the first look, I'm gonna really lean into these rosy tones. They are my favorite. I love a good rosy color story, brick color story. So I'll be starting with the shade Bella as my transition shade. And of course, just taking it on a little fluffy brush. The rose imprint on this palette is so stunning, and I really like how they alternate the different amounts of roses and placements, and they don't just keep it all the same. And just like Melt's formula, the matte formula, this is blending on beautifully. Loving that. Psh, love it already. So I'm going to go in with the shade Sweetheart, and I'm going to take it on this little kind of pencil brush, and I'm just going to kind of lay it down and place it right where I feel like in between, sounds gross, but my eyeball and the bone. Since I have slightly hooded eyes, that is typically where I place my crease colors, so that it doesn't like completely get lost when I close my eyes. And then after I lay that down, I'm gonna go in with this little Luxie blending brush. It's the little tiny ones. I think the number, no, 121. And I'm just going to gently blend that into the transition, but of course not go as high as the transition shade. Just kind of creating some depth here. I am watching The Ultimatum. People were like Insta-storing about it and saying how crazy it was, and so far I'm on episode 2, and I'm like, it's pretty crazy, but not like whoa. And now something just happened, and I'm just like, what? Really? Shocked. Wow. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. That blend is exactly what I love about the matte formula of Melt Cosmetics. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into Lovesick. Look at that rich maroon shade. Just get right on my lid, okay? I'm gonna take that same little pencil brush, and I'm gonna put it onto the outer corner. Whoa, that is just stunning. Look at that pigmentation. Perfect. Perfect name for it, Lovesick, because this makes me like lovesick. It's so good. I'm so in love with it. It's so pretty. And just gently, very gently buff it into that shade that we already laid down in the crease. Make sure we got a nice little blend, you know. I'm going to keep it on the outer part of my lid. I don't want to bring this one all the way in this time, but I do want to make sure that it has a nice blend. Let me take that blending brush and just make sure. What shade do I want to do on the mobile lid? I mean, the green might look really cool, but I don't know. Let's see. What I like to do if I can't decide, I'll do the green and then that brick color. I mean, I do like the green. That's definitely a look, but I want to keep it very bricky today. So let me just take my fingers. Full disclaimer, the shimmers and the metallics in the Melt Cosmetics formula tend to be very inconsistent for me. So I'm curious to see. This is more of one of those weird satin, almost matte, dry feeling. It's not super dry, but you know, and it came off a lot of pigmentation, but it's just not as sparkly almost as I would want it. But however, with that being said, it does have a good sheen to it. So it's not meant to be a sparkly, glittery color. It's meant to give almost like a reflective gloss to it. And that does look really nice. So I stand corrected. I guess when you do it right, then you do it right. And this one was done right. So while I tend to not gravitate to shades like this, the way that the light is catching that almost matte metallic formula is just really nice. Interesting. Okay, well, slap my toupee and call me rusty, okay? I don't know what happened to the footage of me doing my lower lash line, but basically I just use the same matte shades that I use on my top eyelid and use them onto the lower lash line. Very simple. And then of course I popped in a brick red liner, which I'll link down in the description box. This is my jam, okay? I haven't done an eye look like this on myself in so long, and this is really helping me get back into what I love on my face and my eyes. So let me just let you guys know, all I did was did a little bit of liquid liner, tight line, the upper waterline, and then I put on the House of Lashes Iconic Light Lashes. These are some of my favorite lashes. Love them. You can get them at Target now. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of a highlight. This is just the Sigma Cinderella palette because it was close by. And I'm going to pop that in the inner corner because I felt like that's probably the only thing this palette really is missing. But not every palette needs to have it, I know, but I love to have like a little light shimmer so I can do this number. Just to kind of bring it all together. You know, something always needs to go in the little corner, inner corner. So that's this look. Let me know what you guys think of that. It's definitely very brick, very lovesick, very smoky, and I'm obsessed. But I need to do another look. So let's go ahead and see what I do next. Okay, so for this next look, I want to really use both the greens and some of more of like the pinky shades. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm taking this little sleeve that comes with a lot of eyeshadow palettes, came with this one, and then I'm going to be going in with Almond Eyes, which is that really beautiful army green, and a little pencil brush. And I'm going to lay it down, kind of line it up with my lower lash line, just right there, and I'm going to be using it as like a shield. If you have, what are those things called? Eyeshadow shields? Yeah, you can use that instead, but I like just using these. And I'm gonna be kind of winging it out a little bit. So I'm not gonna fully blend up. I'm just gonna take it like really lightly and then blend like as like a wing. Winging it out. Hello? Like a wing. Focusing most of the pigment onto the little sleeve and my lash line. And I want to take it about halfway. Look at that. That is such a beautiful, beautiful army green shade, like deep, rich, grungy army green. Now I'm going to take a little kind of pointed tip fluffy brush, do a tiny dip and tap off the excess. See how that looks? That looks good. I'm just gonna now focus on blending right here. Now I'm going to take this flat little brushy brush and I'm going to pack on Sweetheart, which is like the pinkest shade in the palette. And I'm going to put it over here. And I'm going to be putting some shimmer in between, so I don't need to like worry about blending the colors together. That will make it all muddy probably anyways. I'm just going to lay it down. And then I'm going to blend it out with Bella, which is the lightest shade in the palette. Okay, and then I'm gonna take the shade Mateo. Is that her son's name? One of the founders? I think so. It also says Boy Mum in here. That is really stunning, and I'm gonna be placing it right in here. It's almost exactly the same shade as Almond Eyes, but with sparkle. Like a yellow sparkle, very light. I don't love that. So what I'm gonna do, I thought it would just have more shimmer to it. What I'm going to do, which I'm sorry, might be annoying to some, but I'm gonna take like, I think a gold liquid glitter of some sort. So whatever you have in your collection, if you're following along, if you have any, I think I'm gonna take this one from, yeah, from the ColourPop Frozen Anna palette. It's just one of their pressed glitters. They have them in a lot of their palettes, so if you have any ColourPop palettes, you can take a look. And I'm gonna put that right on top because I need something to like fuse the two together, you know, because that just looks messy. I like that. That's pretty. I'm gonna take it all the way up. You know what look would be really cool now? This is neat, but I think it'd be pretty to take that pink shade all over and then do that green as like a thick shadow liner. That would look really cool too. Because I like the two together. It's just within the palette, it's difficult to like make it look right. You know what I mean? I was hoping that that green shimmer would help it, but it really didn't. Okay, so you can leave the lower lash line as is if you'd like, but I am going to connect it, and I'm just going to use the same exact shades that I used on the top, throw them on the bottom. Okay, and you can take that gold and connect it down here. I think I'm going to leave it as is, at least for now. Let me go apply mascara and eyeliner and everything, and I'll show you what the finished eye look looks like. Okay, little buttons. Boop. Right, so this is the finished eye look with lashes and everything. Today I used the House of Lashes Iconic Luxe for this look. They're very large and in charge and fluffy, but I like it. I think it looks fun. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Let me know which look that you like better between the two, which one is more your jam, or should I keep playing, or both? Should I keep playing with this eyeshadow palette, do some looks for you guys over on Instagram and TikTok, and let me know. I'm at Ashley LX at both of those places. You know what I like about this look? I feel like a grunge springtime strawberry. Like if I was gonna go to a grunge strawberry festival, this is what I would wear there. You guys, so that is it for this video using the Gemini II palette from Melt, and of course creating two looks with that. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more from this collection. Like I mentioned at the beginning, I will be doing a swatch video next week comparing this to other palettes I have from Melt and just some other palettes in general, and doing a side-by-side comparison looks because I'm really curious to see how they compare side by side. So subscribe before you go. Make sure to follow me over on Instagram and TikTok if you want some extended content, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!